Okay, are we back? I don't know if we're back. Um, I mean, well, all of the ads are coming in perfectly fine, so, at least Twitch gets their pound of flesh. But, huh. I mean, God, I could try changing servers, but I'm pretty sure that my server is going through Chicago, which you would think would be able to handle it. Um, and I'm not sure if switching to, I don't even know what the next closest one would be. Probably something like Boston or New York. I don't remember where their servers are. Usually it's Chicago and then somewhere around Boston. Then like the Dallas or Austin area. Um, so I don't know. I updated OBS and rebroadcasted. Maybe it was just a weird hiccup when I started broadcasting. I don't know. In any case, so this I'm so glad that it actually spins. I was hoping it would do that. So this is the animations, or this is the animation that I was thinking of. So basically, when you come into this room, everything will look fine, and then when the wizard forms, he's no longer just gonna have like that particle fountain of magic, and then have him pop in behind that. He's actually going to individually form, um, probably actually from the ground up, and then it'll be DRAZIW, and then after Wizard is formed, we'll get his beard popping in, and that's going to be a little bit different because instead of individually coming down to form on him, they're all going to come down at once, and then they'll like spring out from his face, kind of. But yeah. Let me know if it has any more issues for you. I usually have it open on my second monitor, and I do it. I'm doing that today, and it's been freaking out the entire time I've been streaming so far. But it looks pretty fine so far. Um, so maybe it was just a weird connection thing. I don't know. In any case, so we have our W, and now we have to animate everything else. This is actually going to be. Ah, man, Jeez. I'm debating if I should have this be in multiple layers, which I guess I could do actually. So let me go ahead and try this. I'm going to do a track subgroup for W. I'm going to drag this up here. Let's drag you up here. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so instead of having just all of this on one animation track, we're actually going to have it in multiple distinct stages. So we'll have track subgroups. I just keep adding track subgroups. Z, A, R, and D. And then we'll have one more for the beard, because that's going to be handled differently. So. Okay. So that's what our W curve looks like. We're going to do... all of these are probably going to be from 0 to 60 for now, so they're going to take 1 second for each letter to form in. And what we'll probably end up doing is staggering these, so it'll take 60 seconds from start of animation to end of animation for each letter, but they'll probably sort of be staggered out in 30-frame chunks, so half-second chunks, so that they'll sort of more steadily come in and form the wizard. So let's go ahead and add an animation track to this. Same thing, it's going to be down here. And this one is going to be for the eye. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do what we've done before. I'm going to copy this component, come back down here. Let's say record, and let's position our eye. Now, actually, where do we want the eye to come from? We have quite a few selections. There's only one eye in Wizard and Beard, so it can come from anywhere. Preferably, I would like it to come from... I would like each letter to come from one, or I would like at least one. I don't know how to phrase this. God, recently on streams, I just can't talk. I don't know why. Basically, I would like I would like each name to only have one letter come out of it. So William, I would prefer not to have any more letters come out of it, mostly so that I can just, look better. It doesn't seem like one word in particular got cannibalized or anything like that. In any case, so we're looking for I. Let's see. W, I can come from pretty much anywhere. Oh yeah, so Nicholas is I'm gonna cheat a little bit. The N is gonna be the Z for wizard. So we can't use that one. I probably could use Vil here, so that's probably fine. Let's go ahead and... Don't think I need anything from Vil besides the I. Let's go ahead and move this. Move this. Come up here. Let's go back into orthographic view. Come from the bottom. Let's go ahead and drag this out. Oh, I guess I can't really do orthographic view yet. I gotta drag it all the way up first. Whoop. And it was 14, I believe, 14.5 for this with a 90 rotation in the X. No. Oh, goody. Dang it. Is it just 14? Oh, no, it was 14.25. That's right. 14.25. There we go. Now we can go to orthographic view and try to line this up a little bit more. Okay. Let's go right about here. All right. Ooh, that is backwards. How wonderful. So do I need to do 180? No, not that. Oh, I probably need to just do 0y. Well, okay, hold on. We'll get this. Negative 90? There we go. And I believe we said about 7 for our font size. Seems about right. Let's just sort of manually position this here. I'm going to play a little bit looser than I normally like to do. I like to usually keep very precise positioning, but all right. So that's what that's going to be, and let's go ahead and go to 60 frames. 60. We're just going to paste those values in, reset our font size to be 6, and then we will stop recording. All right. Let's go ahead and come back out of this. And let's go ahead and preview. Okay, well that didn't work. That's not worrying at all. Can I set this to loop? Yes. Okay. There we go. That was not a loop. You did not loop. You deceived me. I totally thought you were going to loop. What is the point of... Okay, that's just... They don't have looping. Of course not. Let's see. Well, whatever. I can just keep hitting pause, I guess. Or play. So it looks like everything's going pretty well there. Alright, on to the next one. Let's go ahead and minimize that. Let's add our animation track down here. Again, we're going to be using wizard formation. And... same deal. Make sure we're at 0. And we will hit clear because apparently we're getting some errors. Oh my goodness, we are getting a lot of errors. Well, let's hope that that doesn't stay like that. Alright, so next is Z. Z is going to... let's make sure I don't forget to copy this. We're going to copy this. Z is going on Nicholas, because Nicholas was the only thing I could get that was even close to a Z character. It might seem surprising, but there aren't a lot of names that start with Z. Okay, so let's go ahead and move you up. Oh, right, I know exactly what it's going to be. It's 14.25. Alright. Alright, well, I'm glad that the stream is finally stable. Because that has been a concern for a while. Let's go ahead and say 0 for our rotation, and it was negative 90 here, right? But we also are going to need 90. Yep. Okay. So let's go ahead and come up to here. Let's go into isometric. Let's go ahead and let's go over here. Go down a little bit. Font size 7. Ooh, okay, that one might actually be 8. Not bad, not bad. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and go to 60. Paste everything in. And let's go for font size of 6. We'll stop recording. Take a look at our curves. Let's go ahead and stop. Oh, not that. Oh dear. Did not mean to do that. Oh, dang it. No! No! I screwed up. Oh, dang it. Great. Oh, and that's so much worse because I can't select it. Jeez. Okay, give me a second here. Wizard appears. Now I have to record, then select Z, and of course I screwed that up. Ah! Well, the stream might be stable, but Timeline sure isn't. Or I guess Timeline mixed with TextMesh Pro is not. Dang it. So let me try this. Can I? Okay, good. Let's 0 you out. Oh, good. 1 and then 0. Oh, it's just a loving thing that it doesn't want to do. Okay. Well, whatever. It's close enough again, so let's go ahead and stop. Okay. So to make sure that everything's correct again, let's go ahead and hit play. Okay, it seems to not like hitting play immediately after making a recording. That's kind of annoying, but I guess understandable. Let's go ahead and try this out. Alright, looks good. Alright, so that's our Z. On to our A. But yes, sorry, in the midst of the chaos, I'm not sure if you heard me. How are you today, Garrett? Thank you for helping me out with the stream fixing, by the way. I wasn't sure if that was just me or if it was everyone on Twitch, because I had heard that. Oh, crap! I forgot about that wizard formation. I heard today that a lot of people were having trouble with Twitch. Okay, so this is going to be our A. Let's select our A. Again, we're going to copy component, and now we're going to position it. So A is going to come from. Earhard has the D in there. I need that for the wizard, or for the D in wizard. Let's get something. Claude? Claude also has a D, I guess. Yeah, we'll take the A from Earhard. Yeah, I was going to say, these are probably just not going to be in any sort of sensible order. So, whatever works. Let's go ahead and drag you out. Let's put you up at 14.25. Let's drag you down to here, and over. Focus up on you. Let's set your rotation to be 0, and -90. That would be Gunther. Earhard is on the right. Alright, let's go ahead and do perspective, or not perspective, but orthographic. Oh, that's almost perfect position. Let's drag you down to here. Font size, 7 is probably good. Yep, that looks fine. Right about there. Alright. So that's going to be that. Then we need to scrub to 60. Paste our values. Let's go ahead and say font size of 6. And let's stop. Okay, that all looks good. We go ahead and clear these out. Man, it just... so many spams. I guess it's all TextMesh Pro, to be fair. It looks like it's not really anything to do with Timeline. I think it probably has something to do with the fact that Timeline is probably trying to initialize a bunch of stuff, and TextMesh Pro does not want to do that. So, okay, so that's... seriously. That's the A. Now let's go to R. Animation track. Wizard formation. And let's go ahead and are. Let's copy our values here. Let's put you up at 14.25. Now R. Let's see. Do I have an R? I can use Robert, right? Yes. Yes, I can use Robert. Okay. So let's go ahead and slide you way over here. Put you right about there. Let's go to orthographic view below. Let's see, 0 and -90 for this. Oh wow, like almost perfectly lined up already. Pretty good. Let's go to 7 font size, and boom. Alright, going back to 60. Let's paste our component values. Let's go to 6, and that is that. Alright, doing okay, working on volumetric fog effect, pretty cool, lots of settings to mess with. Cool, what are you doing to, or what are you using to do that? Are you using a plugin, or are you trying to do it yourself? Or I think Unity has a built-in volumetric fog thing. Well, actually, theirs isn't volumetric fog. I think it's like a weird global fog. In any case, so let's get our D going. Animation track. Dragon wizard formation again. All right, and now we can. Oh, before we do that, let's figure out where we want the D to come from. Claude. There we go. It's coming from Claude. From Claude Garamond. Anyway, the man who is responsible, or at the very least, highly influential on the Garamond typeface. Okay, so this is going to be on D. It's going to go to Garamond. Let's go from isometric to perspective. Let's grab our D, and there are 2 Ds. Crud. Is there another D? Yeah, it looks like Erhard will have 2 coming from it. I might end up moving that A. In any case, let's see, so 14.25 is going to be our height. Claude. Claude is over here. Let's go down and orthographic. And let's see, 0 and -90. Good so far. Asset, it went on sale the other day. I've been looking at it to buy for my new game. Cool. What asset is it? Oh wait, actually, I might know the one you're talking about. It's like a the image for it was like a cube with a bunch of fog in it. I was actually debating getting that, assuming that's the one I'm talking about. I don't remember the name of the asset, but yeah, I remember it did a lot of fog stuff. Okay, so that's the. Oh no. Oh no, I might have done something very stupid. I don't remember copying my rect component. Oops. Let's go ahead and just stop. And now I can copy it. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back here to the wizard appears. Let's start recording. Let's come over here to 60. And now we can paste that in. And set this to be 6. Alright. Does that look correct? Yep. Hooray! God, orthographic view from really far away is super weird. Okay, so that's the wizard animated. Next is going to be the beard. Although before we do that, let's go ahead and let's just see what these look like when they're animated. So let's go ahead and turn all of our curves off. Curves. Okay. Do I need to actually have those curves up? I do. That's unfortunate. I can't just drag the keyframes around. Boo! Alright. Let's go ahead and go to perspective view real quick. Come up here. Alright, and I'm also going to turn off the beard for now, because we don't need it. Let's come down here to wizard appears. Alright. So we'll have wizard start at... Oh. Okay, that's weird. So ultimately everything's going to look correct. We're We're going to form from the ground up first, and if we don't like that, we'll form from the W down. I would like to start from the ground up, just because if you were building yourself out of magic, I would think you would start with the thing you're going to be standing on. Otherwise, I feel like you would fall. And I know it's ridiculous to be talking about realism in a game that's filled with letter people, but you know. Fog Volume 3. Yeah, that. Oh, yeah, I forgot that Twitch breaks links. Hold on. I don't know if I can actually. Yeah, it's the exclamation point. Hold on. Yeah, nope, yep. That's the. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Let me know how it is. It looked pretty good. I just didn't get it. I don't have a pressing need for volumetric fog right now. All right. So we're going to position all of our keyframes to make them staggered and make it a little bit more pleasing. And we're going to start with D. So D is going to be the first thing that we have form, which means that R, let's go ahead and I guess, yeah, we'll keep everything down for now. Oh man, it is like super hard to scroll. You have to manually, it's a little hard to scroll around. Okay, hold on. Let me grab all of these and grab all of these. And then we're going to try snapping to there. Okay. Do you end in the right spot? You do. Okay. So that's the R. Let's go to A. Aha. And then, oh no, it snapped down. I saw you. I knew it. Yep. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit more annoying than I would like. Hold on. Okay, I think that's what I wanted. Let's go ahead and deselect that. Whew. Okay, so we have to be a little bit careful with our curves. It's going to be a little difficult. If we're not careful, we can easily accidentally move our values around too much, and then what just happened will happen again, where the A was like way off base somewhere. So we have to be careful with our curves. Visually, it's amazing. It's fairly complicated, though. Okay. Is it one of those assets that just has like a massive inspector for the effects? Go ahead and select all of this. It's so annoying that it snaps downwards like that. So I essentially have to get it into position by hand. Okay. Actually, you get down there. Almost done. We have our. Next, we just have I and Z. Keep our Z open so I can see it. There, I have to manually move everything. I have to let go of control and like actually try to fine tune it. All right, last is the W. So we're looking at here. Go up a little bit. It's like very tiny mouse movements, but it's very difficult. Okay. So let's save real quick, and let's select this, and now we're going to preview it. So we should be able to see what this looks like. Oh, I was going to hit play. I want to hit this play. Not bad. I kind of want to see what it looks like in game. Let's take a look at that. Lots of sliders. Yeah. I guess for a visual effect, that makes sense. I was going to say, are you already in position? Nice! That actually doesn't look too bad. Let's stick that on loop. Wrap mode, loop. I'm actually surprised they don't have a ping pong. I think that's a pretty common thing. Usually it's loop, hold, and ping pong. This one doesn't have that. Interesting. In any case, so we have a 3-second initial delay, and then sorry, I had to make the sound effects because I'm secretly 10 years old. Yeah, I actually like that. I kind of... It's going to be fairly basic for now, just because I do have a convention next Friday that gotta get this finished for. But in the future, I can see doing something like this, doing this method of sort of positioning, will actually allow me to do some pretty comical things with the characters, should I choose to do so. Like, I could imagine the wizard appearing, but he doesn't have a W, so he just has to sort of wander around without a head for a little bit, until he can get something. But we'll mess around with that later, obviously. So I do like this, and I am pretty happy with the results, actually. And as always, it's much more visually interesting than just having him pop into existence. So next we got to do the beard. All right, let's go down to timeline, toggle you open. Let's go ahead and add track subgroup. It's going to be the B. Add a couple of track subgroups. R, D. Man, it's very annoying to scrub. Like, I have to middle mouse this. I can't actually use my mouse wheel because the mouse wheel compresses and expands the animation window. In any case, so this is going to be E, A, R, and finally D. All right. All right. Let's come over here, turn on beard. And I guess I'm just going to have to position it here. This is actually going to be really weird because once the wizard is formed, we're probably going to disable all of the wizard formation and enable this guy, the actual wizard that's going to be used in a sort of different asset. So it should be fine as long as everything matches up perfectly, because I should be able to enable and disable them on the same frame, and then it shouldn't have any visual noticeable differences. In any case, let's go ahead and start animating our beard. You know what? Actually, to make this even simpler, I'm going to add another track subgroup. Drag all the way down here. This is going to be for, I guess we'll call it body. And we're going to drag it all the way up here to the top. And then we're just going to individually drag all of these guys in. And of course, they're going to drag in reverse order, so I guess I need to do that too. Alright, so now I can compress that and I can actually see everything here. Go ahead and save real quick. Select our wizard appears, cutscene. Alright, so now let's add another animation track. We're going to again drag wizard formation into this, hit record, grab our B. Let's copy component values. Did I paste? Yep, I pasted, because of course I did. Copy component. Alright, hold on. Let's record, and that means that we're actually going to have to paste right away. Oh no, we're not. We're just going to paste it at 60. Paste component values. That's fine. Okay, so now at B, tell me. There's stuff down here. course there is. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say paste component values again. All right, so now we can actually position them. Let's see, position Y is going to be 14.25 as expected. Oh, no, it's not. No, it is not. Yep. Because it's all local. And that was actually a little high. Oh, who bloody Ray. Let's see here. So we're going to need this to be, I'm guessing, 12.5? Yes, that looks about right. All right, so B is going to have to come from Basker. Basker, the brother of Vil. All right, let's see. We're going to have a 0Y rotation and a negative 90 Z rotation. Oh dear. Oh dear. Where is it? Is it? Oh, okay. So we actually don't want that high. Oh, and it's drawing on top or behind it. Hooray. Let's see, right about here. Okay, so it is 12.25. Huh. All right, well, whatever works. Let's go ahead and drag you down. Put you like right about here. Font size, whew. So it goes from 3 to, I'm guessing, 8. 7, maybe. Yeah, definitely 7. All right, and then back here at 60, we're going to set you to 3. And we should be good there. So that's all of our curves. Goodness gracious me, that is a lot of curves. Scale. Why on earth is the scale different? It's not. Okay, well that's good. Let's get rid of scale. Can I get rid of scale? Will it let me get rid of scale? I don't actually know if I can get rid of scale. Can I hit delete? Oh dear. I cannot. So I probably need to manually... Ew. Okay. Give me a second here. Delete keys. Okay. It's still recording it. I don't know how to get rid of it. I can't really do anything here. I just have to live with it, I guess. Gross. Alright. Well, real quick. Let's go ahead and make sure that it looks right. It apparently does not. Or maybe it does. Where the heck is my B? Okay. Where are you? I might have accidentally deleted something that I didn't mean to. Okay, you're there at 60, or at 30, but where are you at 60? Oh good, at 60, you're just somewhere completely wrong. Fortunately, I think I can still just paste component values and have you be correct. Yeah. Okay. I bet I accidentally deleted something when I scaled it. Or when I deleted those keyframes. Does everything else seem to be correct? Yes. Okay. So that's the animation for the B. Go ahead and get rid of its keyframes. Let's add another animation trick for our E. Drag in wizard formation. Save this out. And select our wizard appears. Now, where do we want an E to come from? So we're already using Basker. We're using the I from Vil. Are we using anything from Otmar? Ah, you know what? We can use the A from Otmar in... Oh, we can use that in Beard. Ah, never mind. That works. E. E. What other E's exist? Oh, we haven't used Peter yet. Peter could use an E. Yeah, that would be fine. Have we touched Gunther? No, we have not. So we have Gunther, Peter. What ones do we have left? We have Gunther, Peter, Otmar, and Max. Max will not have anything actually used from it. So Otmar will have its A. Peter will have its... And I guess it'll have its E. And Gunther will have its R. D. D will come from... Dang it. So close. I almost made it through the entire thing without stealing 2 letters from something. Actually, you know what? No, I think I can still do that. So D will have to come from Erhard. It looks like. Yeah. Okay, so E I'm going to get from, I guess, Peter. And yeah, okay, we'll get it from Peter. So, let's go ahead and start recording. Grab our E, copy its values. All right, and we determined that the height was 12.25, I believe, with 0 rotation and -90. All right, yep, good. Let's go ahead and just throw you down at the far end. Well, while I'm doing this, so for your volumetric fog stuff, what are you planning to do with it? Just for general atmosphere? Are you wanting to create a foggy area in particular? We'll take it from the bottom here. Let's see, we're looking at a 7 font size as well. Let's go into orthographic view, or isometric, I suppose. Let's go ahead and slide you right about there. Alrighty then, and then let's go to 60. We'll just paste those values in. Paste component values. Then we can stop. Alright, on to the A's. Let's add another animation track. Drag in our wizard formation. We determined the A was going to be used in Otmar. Okay, let's go ahead and hit record. We're going to use our A, copy component. Go ahead and say 12.25, 0, -90. Oh, and you know what? Actually, we're going to have to reanimate where they end up because they're not all going to end up right there. Okay, let's see, 7. Oh, I knew I forgot something. I need to set my font size on my E. Alright, now go to 60. Set you back to 3. Come up here and paste component values. Go ahead and stop. Let's come down here to E. Go to our curves. Technology Pro font size. Let's record. That's on our E. I want you to be back at 3. Starting with foggy area of badness. Cool. Saw an example of using it for smoke, which looked cool, so I'll probably use it for a lot more things. Yeah, looks pretty good. Is this from the demo scene, or is this from your own work? And in either case, do you mind if I show it on the stream? Because again, I always like to ask. Don't want to just start throwing out work that you might not want to show other people without your permission. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I like the transition there from day to night. The lantern lighting up was pretty good. Go ahead and show that. I don't know if you have audio either. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And this is just with the asset that you're talking about? The purple foggy effect. Yeah, the tall towers always make me, or tall spires like that always make me think of Brothers Grimm, the old movie. I guess it's not old, it's just 2000s. Um, yeah, it's looking pretty good though. Gotta love the God Rays. I'm just waiting. I want to see the end. uh, totally work in progress art test. Yeah, I mean that's understandable. Um, especially since you're just messing with the uh, asset. All right, back to work. Back to the word mines. Let's see. So I just did the E and the A. Oh, and of course, that really is annoying. By the way, how it if it's deselected, it will just stop, or it'll lose its positioning, and then you have to reselect the asset. I really don't like that. All right, let's add another animation track. Grab our wizard formation. Let's see. This one's going to be R, and that was coming from Gunther, right? Yep. Yep. Because sadly, I don't really have an R in the middle of another word. Nope. I guess Erhard does. Dang it. Could I shuffle these around? No, not really. Dang it. Yeah, someone's going to end up getting doubled up. Because I could take the R from Earhart. I was trying to avoid taking things from the start, or from the starts and ends, but I guess that's moot because Basker, Will, and Nicholas all do that, so never mind. Okay, so this is R. Let's go ahead and start recording. Let's copy our component here. And 12.25, 0 rotation, negative 90. Go ahead and move this into position. Come up here. 7 font size should be good. Alrighty then. And then let's go to 60 frames. Reduce that to 3 and paste. Paste component values. Alright. Stop recording. Alright. Go ahead and save. Right now the environmental fog is drawing on top of the purple, so I need to address that. And it's way too fun to just play around with sliders. Yeah. That's one of the fun things about aesthetic assets. They can be pretty fun to mess around with, but then they can be just as equally frustrating when you're trying to do something very specific. Alright, let's go ahead and, again, reselect our wizard appears, and finally finish up our animation here. So let's go to another animation track. We'll drag in our wizard formation, and then I'm going to take a drink, because I'm thirsty. And let's see, so this is a D. That has to come from Erhard, right? It has to come from Erhard. Oh yeah, and that's because the A in Erhard needs to be moved to max, I believe. And then we will have only one letter being taken from each name. Which is good, because I think the final effect that I'm going to eventually do to have the wizard escape is like all of the letters are going to come out and make a tornado. And that's going to be either a lot of animation or, I don't know, we'll come up with something, I guess. It's probably going to just be a lot of animation. That's going to suck. In any case, let's start recording. Get our D, copy component, 12.25, 0, negative 90 on the rotation, and let's drag everything out here. Oops, too close. Alright, we're going to go 7 on the font size. Right about there. Let's go out to 60. And our font size is going to be back at 3, and we will paste our rect transform. And stop Alrighty then. So that is all of our beard animated. However, it's not actually animated the way I would like it to be yet, because I completely forgot what I was going to do, because of course I did, until after I'd already animated most of it. So for the beard, we're not actually going to have it pop into position like that. Instead, what I would like is, I would like them all to sort of like come down and be stacked on top of each other, and then they kind of like those folded paper like staircases, if you've ever made one of those as a kid, where you just keep folding paper in on itself and then it flings out when you let it go. That's kind of what I'm wanting to do for the beard. So they're all going to stack on top of each other. The B-E-A-R-D are just going to be in one spot, and then with like a little wiggle, it'll fly out of his face and then settle in their final position. Okay. So let's see here. That does mean I'm going to have to, of course, I'm going to have to reselect Wizard Appears. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. So these are our current states, and I actually need to change them. Sort of. Oh man. All of the hand-placed keyframing. Okay. Fortunately, I do think that I can basically keep all these keyframes for the most part. It's just that they're going to be moved to a later spot. So let's go ahead and open these up. And I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, go to 60. That's good. Oh, don't do that. I hate, some of these controls are a little annoying. If you try to drag up here, it'll sometimes it'll detect it as a click on the edge, and then I guess that registers as selecting these things. So when I try to click and drag, it actually drags the keyframe instead of letting me highlight it. It's kind of frustrating. In any case, I'm going to try moving this out to 90. Of course, I have to manually position it down a little bit. All right. Now at 60, this is for our E. I am actually going to copy the B rect transform component. So we're going to copy that. Where did it go? Here we go. I'm actually going to come over here to 60. I'm going to record this again, select my E, and then I'm going to paste those values in. Paste component values. So now you'll see that our E and our B are initially stacked on top of each other before the B flips into position like that. So it's gonna do something similar in principle, except instead of having it just drift down like this, it's actually going to. Actually, you know what? I might be lazy for now. I'm actually kind of curious to see what they all do if they just flitter down like that. If it doesn't look good, then I'll probably do my springboard idea. But if they look fine, I might actually just keep that. That's not a terrible thing. Okay. So that's the E. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for our A. So we're going to first adjust by selecting these guys, moving them to 90. All right, let's go ahead and come over here to 60. Hit record. This is for A. Let's paste component values. Stop recording. Okay. And much like before, I am going to try to stagger this. So we're going to try half-second intervals. So this will go to 120. Okay. So now you'll see that our A and our E are kind of keeping pace. Then when our E is in position, our A will continue to spin. All right. Let's go ahead and collapse U. Let's save this out. Oh, man. I have a terrible problem, apparently, whenever I'm working on very specific tasks like this, where I just forget to blink. So after a while, my eyes start to water. I'm like, it's been 5 minutes since I blinked. It's really bad with texturing. More than once I have gone probably like 5-10 minutes without blinking, and then I finally do, and my eyes are just like, the pain. In any case, So let's go ahead and grab these guys. Select our keyframes. Drag you out to 150. Go up a little bit. Just a little bit. Come on. You can. No! Darn it. Seriously? I can't. I physically am not able to get it small enough. Okay, hold on. I need to just. Come on. Don't. I can get it to -1. See, this is what I was worried about. This is one of my pet peeves with keyframing is I can't get it to move at small enough of an increment. It's moving in increments of 3. So I literally cannot get it to 0. Great. I don't know how to properly adjust that. I just might not be able to do anything about that. I might have to live with that. Ew. Or, actually, you know what? That's not too bad. Because you know what I can do instead is just paste that value in. So, that's fine. That's not the end of the world, I guess. In any case, let's go to our 60 frames. And then let's record. This is for R. Let's paste our rect transform value in. Paste component values. And you know what? We'll go ahead and also set our font size to be correct for these. I think I forgot to do that for my A and E. Go ahead and go over here. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, I totally did. 3. Okay. And let's get rid of you. Come over here. Hit record. This is for E. 3. Stop recording. Alright. I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and click off here so that I can re-grab my R values. Let's copy component. Come down here to wizard appears. Let's get rid of the B, E, and A. Let's go to 150. Record. This is for R. Let's paste these values in. There we go. Very seemingly minor. Did I copy the wrong thing? No, I think that's correct. It's a seemingly minor problem, but I like how my R doesn't rotate at all, but my E, A, and B do. Actually, I guess B doesn't, but E and A totally do. Weird. I wonder why. Huh. Okay. Oh, you know what it is? I bet that the values for E and A are 180, which is going to be impossible for me to prove without actually recording something. Oh, I guess they're not. Okay. Then I don't know why they spin. Whatever. Doesn't matter, I guess. Let's get rid of the E, and we'll keep the R. Actually, no. Just... Okay, yeah, we'll keep the R open for now. Let's see here. So next we need to come down here for our D. Grab these. Just drag them out to, let's see, 180. Please let me just do this conveniently. Nope. So I can't have nice things. Well, whatever. And I also forgot to copy this again. So, and I guess while we're here, we'll just copy D. Copy component. Scrub all the way to 180. Hit record. Select D. And we'll paste in our values. Alright, last thing. Let's go ahead and copy our B component one more time. Oh, not remove component. Copy component. That was almost terrible. Let's put you at 60 again. And then we're just going to record and select and paste. Oh, and I almost forgot. Gotta do that. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll need to open these up. And we're actually going to need to scrub all of these values. This is one of my current, I guess, gripes about timeline. You can't drag these keyframes. I have to actually open up the curves and drag those. I don't quite know why they did that this way, but that just seems to be how they do it. Yeah, I don't want to do offsets or anything like that. Man, that's kind of annoying. So to get this to actually look right, I have to... I don't even think I can do anything about this. I have to just manually do it. Gross! Alright, let's I guess scrub to see where they should come in. So the wizard is done animating at 2:10, which means that our beard should start moving in probably about then, maybe with a second delay. So let's try this. See if I can even get it to look nice. Okay. So that's one. Drag all these values. Oh, and of course I missed one. Because somehow it just did. Nice try. Okay. Come on. You gotta work with me. Let's see. So we actually want these to all come in at the same time. So slight mouse movements. That's all it takes to mess everything up. Okay. Minimize that. Maximize this. Select everything again. Drag everything out to here. Go up to 0. Okay. We're almost done. Just the R and the D left. Oy. So much effort for such little things. Don't you dare say that you smoothed down too much again. Don't you? I saw it. Ah, I saw it. Yeah, of course. I saw the R move down by 4 instead of 3, and I'm like, yep, it's going to break again. Of course it did. Of course it did. Jeez. I'm just going to leave it. Maybe it's so small that it's not really noticeable. Of course I say that, and then at like 2 a.m. today, I'm going to be like, no, it must be perfect. All right. Let's finalize by dragging you out here. What the? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, see, it snapped down to -1. It's very vexing. There. Okay. So both, for some reason, R and D are very, very frustrating to work with. In any case. Oh my goodness. Ridiculous. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and save this and just play the scene. I just want to see if it looks good. I'm a little worried that the beard isn't going to sort correctly, but we might be able to force the B8 or the beard letters to draw on top of them. Okay. So here we are. Actually, that looks fine. I do like the the twisting as the beard sort of unfurls. It's just so much more fun now. I love it. All right. So now that's the reveal timeline. So we need to actually come up with a different timeline. I'm going to try to break my timelines or my cutscenes down into sort of segments, and those individual segments will be sort of relegated to a single timeline. That way I don't just have this one massive sprawling timeline controlling everything. Instead, I have a bunch of sort of like smaller timelines that are handling individual things. So I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like when looking up at the top. Oh, I almost forgot. We got to actually move our Earhard A, don't we? We got to move that up to A for max. Okay. Let's do that real quick. Wizard appears. Let's go to our timeline. Toggle this open. Body A. We're going to toggle you open. We will start recording and grab our A. Let's go ahead and go into isometric view. And we're just going to move him way up here to the A in max. To there. All right. Let's go ahead and stop recording. Okay. Oops. Let's see what that looks like. I'm a little worried. I don't know what this middle. What? What? Hold on. What's going on here with this A? Of course. Wizard appears. Hello, Little Omega. Welcome back. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, the A is going back briefly. Good. That's what I want to see. Okay. Let's delete these keys. We should be good after that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What the heck? So if I delete these keys, it breaks. So look, there's the A there. But now if I delete these guys, boop, A is gone. Is it even in the correct spot, at least? Nope. It's just way off in the distance, doing its own thing. Great. Yeah, sure, fine. I'll just manually position it again. 14.25. 0 and negative 90. Finally get the results of my exams. I passed this year, 1 year to go, with an 18-week internship. That is a long internship. Well, actually, I guess it's not really that long, considering that it's, interns. Let's see here. That's weird. It's already kind of in the correct position. It's got to have a 7 for its... Are you? Okay, no, it's correct there. All right, I think we're good. Do you know where your internship is going to be? So let's take a look at this. After I minimize all of this stuff. Okay. And Shazam. All right, we got our 3-second delay. Looks pretty good. Our A just so lazily comes down. It's because it's right there. It gets to be lazy. It's not moving very fast at all. Everything else at least looks like it's actually moving. So the next thing we need to do is probably color. So the colors for the individual characters need to match this sort of grayish. Which admittedly I'm not sold on the gray. I don't know if I should actually make those colors something more distinct because I would like it to blend in with the fresco colors. But I also don't want it to obfuscate the fresco itself. Like, you need to be able to read fresco underneath all of the names. I'm not sure if that's even possible to do really right now. Oh, that's a crescent. Um, but I mean, as far as the actual letters animating, they do look pretty good. And I do like the formation for the wizard. So, one more time, just... Yep, that looks pretty good. It'll look even better once we get the actual words to have their letters removed. So I think that means that we have one letter coming from every... Yep, one letter is coming from every name. Erhard might have two. Is that right? Nope. All right, yeah, it's just one for every letter, or for every name. Ah! Let's go ahead and stop. A big beetle? How big is a beetle that it hits everything in your room? That seems like either a car that was I guess that's a bug, but they're called beetles. Drove into your wall, or there's like a giant human-sized beetle in your room. Both of which would be terrifying. One of which would be somewhat more distressing, I think. In any case, so next we're probably going to need to update, or we're probably going to need to have a new script for our playable. So let's go ahead and create playables. Playable behavior, which is going to be what do I want to call it? Set TM Pro text playable. That's a terrible name, but we'll have to use that, I think. I don't know how to really... I guess I could set it to... I could just do this. TM Pro text playable. Because otherwise I'm going to have to say Text Mesh Pro text playable, and that's kind of... So we'll do that. And then we're also going to need to create... Which actually I'm going to wait till it compiles so that I'm stuck in the middle of it. I was flying around. Okay. Yeah, no, human-sized any insect, I feel, would be quite disturbing. And would not be the most fun thing to have to deal with. So as long as you don't go back to, what is it, the Triassic period, I think you'll be fine. Because that's when we had, like, the 6-foot-long bugs in history. And I'm sure it was a terrifying time to live in. Let's see. We're going to create C# playable asset script. So this is going to be TM Pro capital M P R O text. Oh, gross. Yep, I should have kept set. Oh well, for now it's fine, I guess. And I think that's all I'm really going to need. I don't really want to have a specific track just for it, like I do with display text. Okay, let's go ahead and open these up. Wait, hold on a second. I thought I... Oh, no, I did that at work. Dang it! Hold on. Close some stuff. Playable test, that's fine for now. I can close that. Wizard speech is probably fine. Wizard plow trigger is probably fine. As is plow wall. Okay. Oops. There we go. Yeah, dang it. I forgot to customize these scripts, which means I have to do all the namespacing. No! All the text quest. Like half of these things using TM Pro. Using Unity Engine timeline. Let's see. I actually guess I don't really need that for this, but let's do file, advanced save, Windows end of line conversions. All right. Space sleepy owl dot text quest. Let's see, we only need on behavior play. We don't really care about anything else. Go ahead and save that out. Save, we're going to say using TM Pro, using Unity Engine .timeline. Get rid of our system stuff, we don't need it. And advanced save with Windows end of line stuff. Okay. And if I was smart, I would have set all that up ahead of time, so I wouldn't have to waste that like 1 minute to do all that. 40 centimeter long dragonfly with a 60 centimeter wingspan would be awesome to see. Yeah, you say that, but then you realize that they're carnivores, and they probably wouldn't be that fun to run into. So let's go ahead and we're going to say public text mesh pro label. Should I make this an array? Nah, it's probably fine to have it just be one. Okay. And this is going to have public text mesh pro label. So that's, yeah, I don't need timeline for this one. But I do need it for this because I need to say basic playable behavior. That's the only way I know how to make these things work. And that's how they do it in their example scripts, so I don't know why they have it derived from playable behavior if basic playable behavior is what's needed. Sometimes Unity is counterintuitive. In any case, so we're going to say on behavior play, we're going to say, oh, I also need text, don't I? So we're going to say public string text is equal to nothing. Go ahead and just copy that, paste that in here. And we're going to say label.text is equal to text. Okay, simple as that. And I don't actually think we're going to need anything else. I think we're pretty much good. Yep. Get rid of this stuff, I guess. Alrighty then. And do we need anything for our base? Nope. I think we're good. Oh, tooltips, I guess. Tooltip. Text mesh pro. Freaking first T. There we go. Label to adjust text for on. On which to adjust text. Text mesh pro label to adjust text on. I don't. Man, that does not flow very well. I'll just call it to adjust, and then. I can't type. I don't know what's wrong with me. Text to display. All right. That's a compile. Then we'll check out our timeline, see if. Well, you never say something about meeting the world's apex predator, humans. Yeah, see, the thing is, humans are apex predators because we have way better endurance than most things. So we basically just ran everything to death until it ran out of energy, and then we just stabbed it. But we're also, you know, mushy sacks of meat with no claws and no armor. So, unless you have time to make something to defend yourself, like tools, a human against a giant dragonfly probably would not fare very well. They have sharp bits, and we don't. Alright, timeline, select our wizard appears. And we're going to add a track group. This is going to be for our fresco. Let's go ahead and add a subgroup. There's going to be so many people. Fortunately, they all have unique names. Oh man, so many names. Okay, let's just add a bunch of track groups. I think I have 11, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Alright, so this is going to be Gunther, followed by Erhard, then Nicholas, Claude, Robert, all of these freaking typist names, William, Basker, and Vil. Oh, I might have. Oh no, I was right. Okay, good. And then Altman and Max. So many people. I use the power of love to defeat pests. Also bug spray. Therefore, I have fog issue resolved. Made fog an opaque effect. Also solved drawing fog underwater. Yeah, fog. Getting the underwater fog effect is always something that's surprisingly annoying to do. Like, you think it's something like, oh, it's super simple. You just put on fog when you go underwater. But then it's actually just, it's tricky to get it to stop predictably. Because if you do it incorrectly, you'll get something like Elder Scrolls underwater fog. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in a lot of Elder Scrolls games, at least through Oblivion, if you went to the surface of the water and just barely dipped underneath it, the fog wouldn't turn on, and you could see the entire ocean, basically, perfectly clear. It made it super easy to figure out where treasures were, but it was obviously a cheap effect, and they should have spent more time on it. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. Anything with transparency, because the sorting gets all kinds of crazy. I mean, heck, on the wizard, I'm already cheating actually, because I force all of the beard labels to draw on top of his body always, no matter what. Which is actually why I have him rotate to face you all the time, because otherwise you would notice that. Um, yeah, yeah, right. Like that's the first thing I do too. Whenever you can, if you ever have a game with swimming, the first thing I'll do is just try to get into the surface and make the camera not render the fog or a tint of any kind. In any case, let's go to a playable track. Oh, that's interesting, right? So, yeah, this is a weird thing with timeline, and I hope that they'll eventually expose this. But if you add custom tracks, it's by namespace, which is really dumb because it means that you can't have very good organization without a bunch of namespacing or a bunch of namespaces. So you can see that Cinemachine has one under cinemachine.timeline and then sleepyowl.textquest. But if I want to have more effects, then I would have to do that. But whatever. I guess it's not a huge issue. So TM Pro. Huh. Okay. Did I do those in reverse? No. Then why is this showing up, but you're not? No, display text and. Then why are you two not? Whatever. So we want to display, I guess, TM Pro text playable. What in the world? Oh, right. This is another thing that I don't like. When you're doing this, it's generally just best to say if label does not equal null. Like, you have to have a bunch of safety checks. Otherwise, as soon as you start doing anything with timeline, it's going to throw a bunch of null references. It's going to freak out and just break everything. And I really don't like that. If you're not careful, actually, when I booted it up today, I completely forgot about it, but one of the display text stuff was actually creating UIs in the scene because timeline was saying, oh, we need a UI. And it was just chaos. So you got to be careful with timeline stuff. It seems like it's very easy to accidentally instantiate or adjust values. If you're not careful, you'll do something and forget to change it back. In any case, so we have a playable track. Wait, are you serious? Like, I couldn't even add clips? What? Give me a second here. Timeline editor. Do I have to just reopen it from scratch? Jeez. Okay. This isn't going to get old fast. So it looks like I at least don't have to restart the scene whenever I do this, but I do need to... What are you complaining about? I have a safety check in there. Object not set to up. Inspector windows. Whatever, I'm going to clear you out. Okay. So, let's see here. Oh, you know what? Actually, funny that none of these are actually TextMesh Pro objects. They are TextMesh Pro UGUI objects. Which means that I need to redo this. So let's create playables, playable asset. So this is going to be set TM Pro UGUI playable. Oh, dang it, that's not supposed to be playable. Ah, the naming conventions. Great. Give me a second. The playable assets aren't supposed to have the suffix playable. Only the playable parts are supposed to. All right, give me a second here. Gotta get rid of that. And then I have to open it up, or actually I have to let Visual Studio recompile, and then I can open it up, and then I can change its internal script name. Hey. There. Now we can come back here, let it recompile, and then everything will be fine. Oy. Actually, after Tuesday's sort of debacle, I don't know. After messing with Timeline for a while, I thought it would be super easy to just come up with an actual custom wizard for creating scripts, because you have to always make 2 of them anyway. So let's go to playables. We want playable behavior now. So this is going to be set TM Pro UGUI playable. So let's go ahead and open these both up. Reload all. Okay. Hey, all this effort. So much effort. Using TM Pro. Public TextMesh Pro UGUI. Label public string text equal to nothing. Do an advanced save. Come down to Windows. Okay, and before I forget, let's go ahead and grab TM Pro. Where did it go? Seriously? TM Pro text. Here we are. Just going to copy these guys. And I guess I can just paste that then. TM Pro UGUI. TextMesh Pro UGUI. Label to adjust. Cool, cool. And totally just gonna steal this one too. just verbatim, because I might as well. Oh, right. Except it's right. Set TM Pro UGUI. Set TM Pro playable, basic playable, TextMesh Pro UGUI. Okay, I think we're good to go. Go ahead and let that compile, and then we should be good. Eventually, maybe, if Unity feels like it. Let's see. Okay, found it. One thing I still find surprising, if you look at humans without weapons, is that we have incredible bite strength compared to other primates. 40 to 50% more efficient, has less stress on the skull. Human bite average about 77 kilograms max. 123. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I don't dispute that we have some defensive capabilities, but you're also talking about trying to bite a carapace, and I would think that a 6 foot long armored bug would be able to withstand the bite of a human. Heck, I don't even know if you could actually get to a weak spot on the bug to bite. I feel like it would be very difficult to do so. Add clip. We want to do set text mesh. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is for Peter. Let's see. We want props, throne room, paintings, fresco, family tree, names. Did I actually just make them? Why won't you let me drag that in then? Okay. Can I not do scene assets? Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I have to be able to... No. Hold on. No. Surely. Maybe I have to make recordings. Ew. Really? That's not super great. Okay, so... Wow, that's really disappointing. So I can't actually use scene references, which I guess somewhat makes sense because the timeline stuff is stored in an asset outside of a scene, so I guess that would be kind of complicated. Dang it. That just means that I have to animate text to change it. Ew. Alright, fine. Fine. Or, actually, you know what? I bet I could do that if I had a custom track. Because with a custom track, I bet you can do stuff like activation and animation tracks, where they will actually take scene space values. Yeah, I mean, I guess it comes down to what tool you're talking about, because if you send a human with a gun back, then, you know, a gun is going to be pretty useful no matter what age it's in. Although, of course, you have limited ammo. And, you know, beasts don't have a concept of self-preservation against something they've never seen. Hence why dodos are extinct. In any case, let's go ahead and delete this. So I'm going to try it this way, I guess. Gross. It just means I have to have animators on them all. I guess I could put it on the parent object. So like on the names. That would probably work. So if I add an animator component here, come back down here, and we'll drag names here. Okay. No, that... I don't know. Let's find out. We're going to grab Peter. We're going to copy these values. So that's what it's going to be initially. And then we'll say it's 60. It's actually going to be... Peter gets his second E removed. It's going to be that. Oh, I don't think it can do it. Oh, no! No! Alright. That won't work. It doesn't detect that change. So that means that, yes, we do have to come up with a name, or come up with a way of doing this with scene references. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete this. Let's get rid of our animator on here. And let's save. Okay. So, oh boy. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to make a, I guess, general C# script. And I'm going to call it set tm pro UGUI track. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with humans being surprisingly resilient is technically true, but that's only in the sense that a human can live through something that you would think would kill them, but only in the sense that they don't immediately die from it. Like, I'm pretty sure that. Uh, oh, really? Have I not set up my script? I thought I did that already. Okay, man, I just have to set up all of my script stuff, apparently. All of my script templates. Gone. Worthless. In any case, namespace, not text quest, sleepy owl dot text quest. So I feel like you could, as a human back in the Triassic, I feel like you could get into a lot of fights and live, but you do have the risk, I feel, of infection and bleeding out. Fairly, a fairly high risk. Using Unity engine dot timelines. Actually, just in terms of infection, in terms of microbials, I feel like you would die from disease alone. Dot playables. I can't even imagine what kind of diseases they had back then, because it was a completely different time. There's probably like no resistance to whatever was there. Let's see. So we're gonna want to go to display text track. Okay. So we're gonna copy these. Actually, we'll probably just copy the one. And it needs to be derived from track asset. Track asset. Set TM Pro UGUI playable. Right? Yep. Okay, let's go back here. Copy this. Paste it in over here. Copy this. Okay, now the real question is, can I add a public reference somehow? It would be nice. Well, surely I can, right? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to go ahead and say public using TM Pro Text Mesh Pro UGUI label. I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to see if it pops up when I actually add that to the track. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the whole microbes thing is basically just War of the Worlds. You know, people die when you go to a place where you have no resistance to disease. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Jelmega. Always fun talking. Let's go ahead and grab our wizard appears again. Come down here. Let's add a new. So we're gonna go set Team Pro. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do an activation track. See, this has a game object field, which means that it has to be possible. God, it would just be really nice if I had some way of peeking at that stuff. Let me see. Can I even do that? I would have to look at track asset. Unity engine dot timeline. Not time. Timeline dot. I'm curious if we can actually get that stuff. Ah, here we go. Activation track. Cool. Let's peek at this. Track binding type. Interesting. Track media type? Okay. Okay. Looks like we're getting somewhere. Okay, so I guess we'll say track binding type up here. Track binding type of Text Mesh Pro UGUI. I don't know what track media type means. An activation track is a track that we use to control an active state of a game object. State to leave, create track player, gather properties. Okay. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to comment it out. after I see what my options are. Animation, audio, group, hybrid. Wow. I guess we'll say script for now, but we're going to comment that out. And then I'm also going to comment this out, because I want to be able to preview that. So I'm curious if that means that now we'll actually be able to see this. Or if I'm going to need like a custom editor. Oh, that would be nightmarish. Please don't let me have to have a custom editor. Oh, no. No! Do I have to have a custom editor? Oh, good, I don't. Although I probably do if I want to have like these icons. So we can reference that now, I'm guessing, so I bet I could drag this in. The question is, how do we retrieve that? That's a good question. I don't know. Create track mixer, eh? Give me a second. The game object here, it does something important. I don't remember if the game object is the reference, so the object being referenced, that might be the case. So there's one more overload here. Oh, right, the template. So does that mean that I could do something like this? Let's see. So set TM Pro UGUI playable template is equal to new playable. Okay. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to make a new constructor. Actually, hold on. Does basic play, is this mono behavior? No, it's a scriptable object. But it does have a constructor. Let's not do anything there for now. Instead, we're going to just say template.label is equal to... Oh god, I can't do label. Uncharted territory here. I don't exactly know what to do. I have an idea of what to do. Let's see if we get errors right now. Set Team Pro track. Oh, right, I forgot to do that. Hold on. Advanced save. There we go. I do actually have the examples project up for Timeline. We might go check that out real quick. Just because I would like to know how to properly do these things. I was hoping we would be able to get through the entire formation process by 9 o'clock, but obviously that did, well, I mean, technically we did. We did get the formation stuff done. We just haven't got the labels working, and that's kind of a necessary part. Real quick, I'm going to see if I can guess what it is. It's probably just going to be under my downloads folder, I'm guessing. Timeline playable examples. And nope, it's actually going to be in hard drive. Game development, Unity test, timeline examples, assets. Let's see, custom track and playable. Let's look at custom track. Okay. Well, it's not doing anything useful, so that's not great. Teleport object. Exposed reference thing to move. Wait, hold on. I might not need to do this. Hold on. That would be nice if I didn't have to. So I guess I'm going to try this. Exposed reference. Goodness gracious me, this is going to be insane. Okay. By the way, this is the script that I'm looking at from their examples. So it looks like we have to have a public exposed reference of a type, Then we have to have a private actual reference to that type, and the exposed reference sets that actual reference in graph start. Of course it does. Okay, so let's get that going. And I'm just going to have so much fun with this. Override on graph start. Let's see, we're not going to do a base. There's nothing in the base, which means that we are going to say, I guess we'll actually change this to, I'm going to make this, I guess, capital L, and then we'll have private text mesh pro UGUI label. Then on start, we're going to say label is equal to label.resolve playable.getGraph.getResolver. I want to know if this will work. Also, just out of pure curiosity, I would have loved to have been in the meeting for this. Like, I'm sure there is a reason that they're doing it like this, but good God. They're like, yes, this will be intuitive to people. I guess to be fair, there is no real documentation out on this yet, so I'm kind of just stabbing around in the dark. So add playable clip. Can I reference you now? I can! Okay. Huh. Alright, just out of curiosity real quick. Move object. I'm going to take a look at some of these other ones just to see. So I think I only need to do exposed reference on values that are not value types. So anything that's like a transform or a game object or an actual object reference, I have to use that exposed to reference qualifier. Otherwise, it looks like I should be fine, I think. Yeah. Jeez, okay. Let's go ahead and try this out. So on enter, it's going to set the text to be this. So let's do a couple of things. One, so that's the playable. For this, I am going to, I guess, go ahead and say, actually, hold on. Oh my goodness, this is so... Okay. So the tooltip there is freaking wonderful. I'm trying to figure out where that data is being stored, basically. Because it's not somewhere I would really expect it to be. Okay. We'll just leave it like this. I'm just gonna go crazy and try it. So let's copy Peter here. And it said it already. How wonderful. Yay! Oh, jeez. You make me so not happy. Yep. How wonderful. So I actually want you to be like that, I think. Okay. And we want you to be set... Jeez. Man, it would be really nice if I could default specify the width of this thing. Let's see, duration. Let's set the duration to something like 2 seconds. Oh, it's so much better by the fact that it doesn't reset it when we're done. Jeez. Okay. I might do some shenanigans here to get things working. First things first, now I remember what I was going to do. I was going to make this a text area. And I think I can say minimum lines. Let's just do min lines of 3. Max lines of 5 probably should be fine. Okay. So that should make it a little bit more interesting visually to look at. But in terms of the playable, great. Let me think real quick. Do I want to cache these values? Yeah. Hold on. On behavior pause, on behavior play. Original position. Wait a second. I'm just looking at some stuff real quick. On behavior play, on behavior pause, original position, game object. Okay, so should I do a on behavior stop then? Override on behavior, it's only on behavior pause. Can't really get much information out of that. I need some way of storing that information so I can transform it or make it correct again, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be super easy. So let's just go ahead and set this. Okay. Let's come down here to wizard appears. Try that again. Peter, okay. Is it still Peter or is it Peter? Okay. So it's still Peter until I scrub over to it. That's convenient at least. But everything else is pretty terrible. So let's see. I think you need to go down to 10. And oh boy. After that, I think we're pretty much good. So I think I can get rid of this entire track now. I no longer need a specialized track. And instead I can just use a generic playables track since we can actually expose this reference now. I hope. Also, come on, you didn't change. Great. Well, now I gotta figure out which one is gonna do that. Let's try this. Tooltip. Or not tooltip, sorry. Text area. 3, 5. Now will you show up? I want this to be a text area. It could be that attributes won't really work here in terms of editor formatting. It would be nice if they did. Fingers crossed. Yes! Okay. So let's try this. There we go. So that is our text area. So that is so confusing. Do I even need this then? Let me do a tooltip for these. Let's see. I guess we'll copy this. And just to be sure, I'm going to put like a 23 at the end of this, so we can be sure that it's unique. Go ahead and copy the other one though. Copy, paste. God, it's like the Wild West here, trying to figure out how to get everything to run properly. Using only what I can dig up from their own source code. Let's see here. So if I hover over you now, interesting. It's now like neither of them have tooltips. Jeez. That is just so weird to me. Creates a type whose value is resolvable at runtime. So these tooltips don't seem to do anything. And honestly, I'm curious if I even need this playable asset anymore. I don't think I do. So maybe I don't need both? I guess for testing purposes, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some things. Where? Here we are. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of... Well, let's just delete this whole track for now. And then I'm going to comment these out. Track clip type and track binding type. Okay. We'll let this go. I wonder if that's going to chew me out, actually. It might just not display it. In which case, that's fine. So let's add a playables track once Unity compiles. Okay, Fresco, Peter, add a... So it still does. We'll just add a generic playable track. Clip. Set Team Pro UGUI. Did I have an error? Yes, but only in a weird spot, so that's fine. Let's drag you out. Let's make your duration 2 seconds. Let's drag you over here to 210. And let's try dragging in our value. That is so freaking... Seriously? Hold on. I honestly think that it's using a weird combination of both the playable behavior and the regular script. Where did it go? Set TM Pro. Seriously? Did I close it or something? I might have closed it. Hold on. That's the track. That is not the right thing. I guess I did close it. Okay. So you can see that this says text to display. If it says text to display here or 45, then I think we're fine. If it doesn't, then... Okay. I don't think I need this script then. So we can get rid of that. I'm going to try getting rid of that. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to try getting rid of that. So... Maybe I only need playable... I don't know what I would need playable asset for. Jeez. This is such a weird system. To be fair, it's actually not terrible. There just seems to be some gotchas that you got to be careful about. Yep, and of course this is a minor frustration point how it keeps doing that. Add clip. Set TM Pro UGUI. Let's go ahead and set your second to be 2. Drag you over here to you and... Okay, so I guess labels... Oh, right. So I guess that labels on, or tooltips rather, on exposed references aren't a thing. It seems like the exposed reference has its own tooltip that's probably going to override it. But tooltips on values are fine. Man, that is going to take a lot of getting used to. Okay. So that means that that is worthless. But everything else is fine, I think. Okay. I think we're good. I think we can try this now. This is so much effort. P-E-T-R. Okay. Last thing. We're going to try this. Well, I hope that everyone is learning as much about timeline as I am. All right, let's bring down the fresco. Let's save the scene. And let's try this. If Peter has its text changed to Petter, or to Petter, then we should be good. So it's Peter here. Good so far. Yes! We got it! Perfect. Cool. And you know what the really annoying part about this is that I probably didn't even need to go through all that trouble. I probably should have just made it not have that text initially, but you know what? That's no fun. So, okay. So we actually do have it updating. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of effort just to understand how timeline does stuff. Way too much effort. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the rest of our labels set up. Grab our timeline, open up our fresco, and now we're going to add a bunch of stuff. Playable track, add a clip, set TM Pro UGUI playable. With all that stuff, actually, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of our stuff. So set TM Pro UGUI track. We will get rid of that for now. I don't need that anymore. We will also get rid of set or TM Pro text, I guess, because we don't need that anymore either. Go ahead and get rid of it. Yeah, and mechanims like whole scriptable behavior things, those things are terrible too. I guess it's just Unity's animation system in general is a nightmare to script with. There's so many things that go wrong with it all the time. So we're going to quickly adjust our TM Pro text playable. Let's go ahead and open this up. Reload all of our fun scripts here. Should have decided to do so. Which means that we're going to have to do this. Private text mesh pro label. Make this a big L. Make this an exposed reference. Thank you, Timeline, for making my work just so much more difficult. Tooltip. Text to display. Okay, I think that was almost everything. The last thing we needed to do was override on graph start, I believe. Yeah, so we have to say label is equal to label dot resolve, then playable dot get graph dot get resolver. God, I can't imagine what it's going to be like for people to try and do advanced stuff with timeline. It's going to be such a nightmare. So many of these get graph, get resolver stuff. It's so frustrating. Okay. Let's go ahead and let that compile. Yeah, Mechanim is really finicky, and if you need to change your object layout because you set up the children, you're kind of screwed. Yeah. Yep. That's why I hate... Like, you can't have two children with the same name if you're doing any sort of Mechanim animation because it uses string paths. Like, why? Why is that the case? Why would it use string paths to animate values? It's inconceivable. I don't understand. In any case. All right, let's go ahead and set our duration down. You know, I'm actually kind of curious. Can I come over here? Playable. I guess not. I bet if I want to set things like custom duration by default, I probably have to do something like have that secondary or timeline asset, and then force its template to be something weird. I don't know why they make. I don't know why they don't just expose those. All right, so this is going to be another value. This one is for Gunther, and Gunther loses his final R. So he becomes Gunther. I might actually go ahead and do this text area. We'll do minimum of 3 and I don't know, maximum of 10, I guess. So we'll increase it by quite a bit, from 5 to 10, just because like Nicholas is going to be a nightmare, and I want to be able to see that he's correct. Yeah, I probably should take another look at their example project. I didn't really dive into it too much. I basically just wanted to see how they were doing custom tracks, but that's not actually that necessary. So let's see here. So Gunther is correct, I think. Let's go ahead and set everything else up. Oh my goodness, so many different things that we have to do. Playable track, add clip, set TM Pro UGUI, playable, 2 seconds, 10. This one is for Erhard. He loses his final D, so he becomes Erhar. Oh, right. I also need to make sure that I actually do have empty spaces for the various values. Otherwise, the character, they're going to move around. So I have to make sure that they take up the same amount of space, even if they're empty characters. Let's get rid of you, get rid of you. Add a playable track. While we're in here, let's just add playable tracks to everything. Oops. Playable track, and playable track. All right. Add clip, Pro, 2. Goodness gracious me. 210. Okay, good. Let's see. This one is going to be for Nicholas. Nicholas loses his N and becomes Icolas. Okay. And I obviously can't forget to actually drag in these values. Whoops. Wrong one. Before I forget, I should drag in Gunther and all them. Gunther, Erhard. Copy them. Set TM Pro. To start it at 210. Let's see, this is for Nicholas. Golas. Oh my goodness, so much work. Add clip. Set team playable, 2 seconds, starting at 210. Let's see, this one's for Claude. And Claude loses his D, so he becomes Clow. Clowy? Clowy, I think. Alright. Clip. Pro, UGUI playable, duration of 2 seconds, starting at 210. Robert. And he becomes Robert. Becomes a Wobbit. Add clip, set Pro playable. 2 seconds, 210. This one is for William. Ah, dang it. I keep doing that by accident. I keep saying Text Mesh Pro text playable. It has to be TM Pro UGUI. Oop, not 20, just 2. Let's see here. Okay, so this one is for William. Alright, and William, I believe, becomes Ilium. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness, we're almost done. Add clip. Set TM Pro UGUI. And shoot. There we go. So this one's going to be Basker. He becomes Asker. Alright. Vil becomes, I believe, Vilde. She becomes something. 2. Day. That is such a weird name. Too many consonants, not enough vowels. And clip 17 Pro. 210. 2 seconds. This is for Ottman. Oh, it's Ottmar, not Ottman. I don't know why I thought it was Ottman. And Ottmar becomes Ottmer. Oops. O-T-T-M-R. Let's go ahead and rename this to Ottmar as well. That's correct. And finally, Max. Hey. And let's see. Max. Ah, shoot. Dang it. Ah, I knew he would do that. No. I accidentally deleted Max. Max becomes Mx. Alright, so let's see. You start at 210, duration of 2. Okay, so that's everything. Let's select Max. Let's set him right. Max. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're finally good. Actually, we're not good. I do need to move those things around, don't I? Of course I do. How wonderful. So, let's go ahead and scrub real quick. And I'm going to try to position everything as expected. So, let's see. D is the first one. So Claude is going to be first. Let's go ahead and drag all these things open again. So Claude, unlike the beard letters, is going to actually have to be there pretty much right away. So Claude is actually going to start, I'm going to say, probably at frame 0, which of course, we'll actually have him start at frame 1, just so that it doesn't always erase him every time we do this. Alright, so after Claude comes Robert. Okay, Robert needs to start, I believe, at frame 30. Let's, just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead and open up Wizard and Body and all of these fun things. So let's see, we're looking at R, which does start at 30. Okay, so Robert is correct, as is Claude. Next is, so we're done with D and R. Next is A. A comes from Max. So Max is going to start at frame 60. Cool. Get rid of him. After that, we have Z, which is coming from Nicholas. So Nicholas comes next. And if Max was 60, Nicholas is 90. Oops, don't change that. Nicholas is going to be 90. Okay. After Nicholas, we have I, which is from Vil. So Vil starts at 120. Get rid of her, and we end with Wizard from William, which means that he starts at 150. Okay. I think we are good for everything now. Goodness gracious me, this has been so much effort. It's gonna suck for me to have to make a GIF after this too. I really wish I had a better way of making GIFs. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it all worked. Kind of. Oh no, the R. The R in Gunther is messed up. Wait. Don't tell me that it's trimming. Oh, it's totally trimming them. No. If I look at Erhard. And one says that he doesn't have it. Oh, no, he does. Oh, no. Okay, so I have to... Okay, not the end of the world. I have to use spaces. Let's come back down here. I guess TextMesh Pro doesn't count new line characters, which makes sense. So let's open these all up. I guess I only need them on trailing and leading characters. So for things like Peter, who becomes Petter, I don't need that. Gunther, yeah, I do need it for Gunther. Okay. Erhard, we also need it. Nicholas, we also need it. Claude, we do not. Robert, we do not. William, we do. Basker, we do. Vil, we do not. Otmar, we do not. And Max, we do not. Okay. Let's try this again. All the fun timeline stuff. A little worried that... Actually, no, D is the first one, which would be Claude. Does he look right? Okay, yeah, they all look correct now. They're all positioned properly. There we go. And Max. There we go. Oh my goodness, so much effort. So much effort. Okay. I think don't know what else I could do tonight. Actually, there are a couple of things that I could do tonight, but it would drive me insane. So this is how I think the wizard will appear now. He's going to piece himself together like this. And when he disappears, I would like to, and this is going to suck if I do it this way, I would actually like to have him strip the rest of these characters in the names and use them to make like a giant vortex that he then explodes and disappears in. Or I guess we could probably have him like make a word tornado and go through this door or something. I need him to burst open this door because it's locked otherwise. And because I don't want the player to try and, run past them and go into this room. I want them to be able to watch all this and understand everything. So, yeah, that's that's what 2.5 hours in timeline can do. Is this? Oh boy. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I am really satisfied with it, but oh goodness. What else do I really need to do? I'm honestly not sure. Game dev? Yeah. Yep, game dev is spending 3 hours on something and not making a ton of progress. So I think that's a pretty good place to stop for the night. So as far announcements for today, I'm not going to be dev streaming this weekend or probably not next week. Actually no. Definitely not next Thursday. Tuesday, my plan is to have a build up and running, and we're actually going to do a run through of the demo. Just looking for bugs and things to fix for next Friday. Next Friday is PopCon, which is the first convention I ever showed TextQuest at, and I like to show up with some fairly new things every year, which is actually why I was so excited to be able to update the timeline and do this, because I wanted to have something different in the demo. There are some things besides this that are different, but this is the most visually interesting one, and I think it'll be a pretty nice crowd pleaser. But in any case, so not gonna be doing a stream this weekend, just because I'm gonna be focusing on finishing up this cutscene hopefully, and by next Tuesday I would like to have a build up and running and be able to actually test that. So, is there any other announcements? Um, Not off the top of my head. So, oh boy. Oops. Oh, right. I forgot it doesn't run if I don't have it selected. Oh well, I was gonna have that nice gift go. In any case, so as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching and sticking through with me trying to figure out how to get timeline to do anything. It was a learning experience, and I think we've come out better for it. But as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.